Today we're going to take a look at the Commodore C64 GS, or Games System. Commodore's ill-advised attempt on creating a games console based on the C64. And that was in 1990, when the C64 had pretty much run out of energy and out of life energy, and everyone was jumping on the 16-bit wagon just to get away from the 8-bit machines. But Commodore had a few boards lying around, so they thought, hey, let's pack that up and put it in a new case and make it a games console. Problem is, the C64 GS, or Games System, didn't have a keyboard, but most of the C64 games required a keyboard, not to actually play the game, but to start the game or to select how many players and difficulty and stuff like that. So, yeah, that was not a great idea. So they just took the C64C shortboards, angled the cartridge connector so that you could put a cartridge on top instead of from behind, removed the floppy connector, removed the keyboard and the keyboard connector, and hid two of the ports, that's the user port and the tape port, behind some plastic. Born was a gaming console that nobody wanted and nobody really needed, because it was just a C64. Didn't have anything going for it. It was really just a standard C64C with a lot of function cut away. So, who wouldn't want one of these? I sure will, because they are rare and they only sold 20,000 pieces according to the internet, and 80,000 cases were made. So they sold off 60,000 of these cases here in Germany, where the console wasn't even launched. It was launched in the UK for £100, and the rest of the world followed, but as I said, only 20,000 were sold. And if you go on eBay here in Germany, you can pay up to 1,500 euros for a C64 GS, the gaming console nobody wanted. So in this video and the next one, I'm going to attempt and build a C64 GS all in. I have a board of a C64C. I made my own case. You will see that, and you can do it yourself, because I will provide all the stuff you need for that. And we're going to make ourselves a C64 GS, or Games System. Maybe even including the games. I'm not sure about that yet. There are a few, not many, a few. By the way, Terminator 2 is not one of them. Ocean intended to bundle this with a C64, or Commodore bought the license for this. And Ocean made a little whoopsie, because they used the space key to start the game. And since the Commodore 64 GS doesn't have a space key, or any key that is, except for a joystick button, the game just couldn't be started. So Commodore pivoted and made the Terminator 2 bundle with the C64C, and that sold pretty well. So let's go and let's build a C64 GS. This video is kindly sponsored by PCBWay. Thank you, PCBWay. Thanks again to PCBWay for sponsoring this video. If you need any PCBs, pre-assembled PCBs or 3D printing, please use the link in the description below. So the first thing we need to build a C64 GS is a C64C shortboard. And I have 10 or 12 C64s standing around here, scattered throughout this room. But turns out finding a shortboard is harder than I thought. So I did buy two C64s on eBay, and I thought maybe I'm lucky and I get a shortboard, but yeah, see for yourself. So in order to build one of these C64 GS, or Game System consoles, we need a C64 shortboard. I have two C64s here, which I just bought off of eBay for, I think, 60 euros, 30 each. Not sure if they work. They were sold as untested. Yeah, let's take a look at these and see what they do or don't. And we take it from there. Oh, there's the spring already. There's a, oh, There's a broken off key. Nice. So, for future reference, this is not shipping material and will never be. No idea where the second key went. That has an interesting switch on top. Oh, that's a nice switch. Look-see. That feels nice. From the back side, these look pretty much the same, except for the color scheme. On the underside, these look, again, pretty much the same. Side, yeah, looks good. I think all the screws are in here. There's some buck falling out of there. So before we start these up, let's take a look inside. Oh, there's even the shield. Nice. Nothing fancy. Oh, except for the SID chip, every single IC is soldered to the board. Yeah, except for the VIC, which is in a tin can here. Fuse looks to be okay. Let's quickly check for shorts. Looks good. Looks good. I'd say there are no shorts, which is good. So let's put that one to the side. Yeah, the case is in not too great of condition, but it's not broken, which is good. Yeah, and even the thingies here are, I can see it. Thingies here are intact, which is also good. Okay, so that's number one. Still one key missing. I have to check that in the box. Ah, there's a cable and a power supply, which I might or might not use. Let's check this out. One clip is broken off. Oh, we have a nice little spider here. So if you're not into spiders, that's maybe not for you. I know it's not for me. And we have a few twitchy little bugs there, or bug carcasses. I think someone was in here and fixed stuff. Yeah, someone was in here and someone did stuff here. All the memory is socketed. All the ICs are socketed, which is good. I like. And they're all here, which is also good. So the least I get for 60 bucks is a lot of ICs that may or may not work, which is good. Okay, I think we are good for a test. So let's put the keyboards to the side because we don't need them. This is attached to the switch here, so we will need that one. Let's see what we get. Let's start with this one and then we take the other one. I have my trusted PSU here, my 128 PSU with the C64 connector on the side. Okay, let's check out machine number one. Do we get a signal? No, we don't. Oh, that's not good. No signal at all. That usually means we have a dead VIC too, which is a shame. Let's try the other one. See what that does. Let's see. Oh, we have a signal. Oh, okay, nice. That looks to be a working C64. Okay, that looks good. So, thing is, these are both longboards, if I'm not mistaken. This is a 250425, and the other one I don't recall. We will check in a minute. So that doesn't help us for the project, but it makes for a nice little repair video, maybe. Let's put in the desk test max and let's see what that says. CIAs seem to be at least synchronized. Look good. Okay, that is good. Let's see if we can get the other one to work, and I'm pretty sure it's just the VIC chip. And since I have some of these, I can even go and just switch it out and see what happens, because it's socketed. Yeah, still no signal. So we have to desolder this here to get to the VIC-2 chip, which is of course great because this is just a huge metal thing that acts as a heatsink, and you have to really heat this up. Seems to do something. Ah, okay, got one side, which is good. Get it. Wow, that looks very compact here. There are just a few components in here. I don't recall that there was so little in here. So, it could be a dead VIC chip. It could be that this is not getting sufficient power. What shall we do? I say let's just switch out the VIC chip, because it's the most probable thing. And if that is not it, we go and do a proper fault finding, but I'm pretty sure it's just that. Okay, here's my box of Commodore goodness. Parts all over the place, and I need a 6569. 6569 R3. That seems to be the right one. Let's plug it in and let's see what it does. Bam. Let's see what we get. But maybe first, before we do this and probably kill another one, let's first check voltages. I think that's the sensible thing to do, not to just blindly throw stuff in here. So we already know that we don't have any shorts. So we have nothing here. Nothing here. That's not much. That's really not much. Almost seems that nothing's coming in here. That's strange. Let's quickly check the fuse. Fuse good. Is it the switch? Let's shoot something in there. Okay, let's check that again. Let's see if we get something. Ah, 10 volts, 5 volts. Much better. So it was a switch. Let's put the original VIC-2 back in and let's see what we get. Okay, we get something, and we know the VIC is still good, or at least goodish. That's good. That's very good. So let's throw in the desk test. Not much. Okay, so we have a repair at our hands. Nice. What we have is, we have a fully socketed, even the RAM, socketed C64. Not sure if I'm happy about that rework here, because that looks a bit dodgy. Bent out feet and stuff. We'll show you in a second. But we get something. Since the switch was a bit funky, let's see what voltages we get on the other voltage regulator. 12. And we get 17. Okay, that's good enough for me. So I would argue that the machine is running, just not very good. Okay, it's not always the same. So we get different behaviors. But we have a signal, which is good. Oh, these RAM chips are sitting very loosely in here. Maybe that's a problem. Let's try again. Oh, that actually was a problem. Oh man, okay. Funky sockets. Yeah, these look dodgy all along. Let me show you. Take a look at these sockets, and you can see on the left and right side there's one pin or one row that is, no, one column. Is it a column? No, it's a row that is not populated on these sockets, and the legs are just bent out to the side. Don't know if that shows on camera. So it was just a case of a funky power switch and a loose RAM IC, or several loose RAM ICs. So we have two C64s that we can't use, but that work just fine now. I need to find a shortboard to put into my C64 GS remake console thing. Did turn out that the only shortboard machine I have is my special C64 here. So I think I have to disassemble this, and since there is some stuff in there that has to be soldered, we will go and solder. I can just pull this one, but I have a reset switch here. I have a SID-kick Pico in here, and I have my clicky keyboard. If you haven't seen the video, there's a video where I do these with modern key switches, and that is pretty awesome. That is the best keyboard you can have for your C64. So let's take that out, because we need the board. And I will put in one of the repaired C64s, which is not a shortboard, but which is also not a problem. A very short cable here. Ah, okay, that's gonna be a problem, I guess, because the cable is, of course, made specifically for the shortboard. So I have to at least switch out the cable here from this keyboard. Good thing is these are not soldered; they're just put in here. Okay, so we have that free. Oh, I also did solder to the CPU. Yeah, so that's going to be a bit harder than I anticipated. Stuck in there. Can take that out. And this board also has a RF modulator replacement for better video quality, so that's a thing. We will fit the board in a minute once I have these things desoldered, and then we can see if I have to desolder some of these ports here. I don't think I have to, because there's stuff to cover this serial port. Because Commodore was cheap and they just used the same board, I think. Let's desolder some wires. And that frees the board. That to the side. And let's pull this out of here. There's our shortboard. Yay! Looks rough on the underside, don't know why, but it works. Okay, we surely have to remove this here, this shielding. So maybe let's do this right now. And then let's put in another board into this machine, and let's check if the board fits into the case. The GS case, that is. So I have to twist two of these metal things here. Desolder two others. Since this is a lot of metal, it'd be pretty hard to do that. Okay, one side is free. Worked better than expected. Yay, free. Pretty dusty down there, so we don't need this anymore. So now is probably the right moment to unbox the case, which I 3D printed using today's video sponsor, PCBWay. Thank you very much to PCBWay for sponsoring this video and printing this case, and it's awesome. So here's the package that came from PCBWay, and yeah, my microphone didn't work when I unboxed this, so I will do a voiceover, which I usually don't, because I hate voiceovers. And here's all the stuff in the package. And it was, as always, very well packed. So it came from China, took about a week, and it's all bubble wrapped. And there's the case and all the stuff you need to assemble it. These are the little flaps for the cartridge port. Yeah, nice and white. So the whole case is in white, and it's a resin print. And we have this piece here, which is the black accent on top, where the cartridge port is, and the C64 GS sticker with a crosshair on it, and where the LED goes. And I'm trying to fit this there, but I haven't gotten around to check how this really works, so I'm a little bit confused, as I am often. Yeah, that doesn't go like this, but I will find out sooner or later how it actually works, and you will see it in this video. Yeah, there's a sticker which goes on top, and the sticker is too tall, so I have to reprint that because it's the wrong measurements. By the way, I did get the case as a ready-to-print model, and I bought this, and you will find a link to this case in the description below. And this contains the STL files for the case, the black piece for the cartridge port, and these two flaps for the cartridge port, and the sticker, which doesn't fit. And there it is. That is the top part, and it looks awesome. It's a really, really nice print, very high quality, and you put that black piece in there, and you can already see the resemblance to the original C64 GS. It should be a perfect replica of the original case. So that's how these flaps go in. So let's check out the bottom piece. And there it is, the bottom piece. Also perfect quality, perfect measurements. That looks really, really great. Here's the bottom half of the case. Let's see if this works. See? Nice. All the ports are covered except for the ones that shouldn't be. Yeah, there's nothing here in my case. No problem. Nope, problemo. I will just print something here. Okay, let's see how this measures up with this cartridge port. So if we put this here, yeah, I mean, you can see the cartridge port. I'm just not sure if it's enough. I think we can make this work without pretty much any struggle at all. Or maybe just the struggle of desoldering this cartridge port. Which could be interesting because these front pins, not these here, these are good, but the front pins are very, very short. It could still work. Question is this white rectangle on the PCB where it should or must be to work with this? So let's check if we can see the white rectangle. And yes, we can. Question is it enough? Here's the final cartridge even. If I put that down here, it's hard to see, but I think the cartridge port has to move a little for this to snap in. Okay, so what I will do first is I will desolder the cartridge port from this, and then we can go and try to fit it so that it actually works with the cartridge if I plug this in from up here. Yeah, that's surely going to be fun, especially because I need this cartridge port. I can't just destroy it to get it out. I have really soldered this. So out comes the Mu tool. But it's good that it actually just fits because, or maybe just fits, and I don't have to put some 3D printed stuff on here. So let me desolder this and I'll be back. But before I go and desolder the cartridge port, I wanted to put a new board into my C64C, the red bin colored. So I wanted to take one of the boards out of these eBay machines and put it in there. But then I noticed that there's a standard TV modulator on these boards, and that doesn't fit into my case because there's a reset switch and the stereo jack for the Sidekick Pico in the way. And that led me to some dumb decisions, like desoldering the RF replacement from the shortboard. And yeah, from there it just went downhill. But see for yourself. Okay, let's go and let's put a new board or a board in here. Here's the board. Oh, that's not good. Oh no. Now my reset switch is in the way. Oh no, 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 that is not good. Yeah, nothing's ever easy. So I could go and I could remove all these things here, which I put in, because we have the RF replacement here, which doesn't have this whole tin can. I could of course switch this out and put that back in. Yeah, I think I will do that. From there it just went downhill. Yeah, so on to desoldering this beast. There's another one of these cans, and I think that is actually the one which was in here before. Yeah, let's desolder this and put it on this board, and let's put the original back in here so that this actually looks like the C64 GS. I think it's just these 8 pins here. In goes the old RF modulator. Okay, and the OG RF modulator is back in. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that looks probably like the stock machine. Still have to get out this freaking cartridge port, which was, I think, glued to the PCB, and yeah, still can't get it out. Used hot air and all the stuff, and decided to give it a try tomorrow. That's how far I came. It looks good, but it's not free yet. Let's give that board a try if it still works. And there we are. Okay, moment of truth. No signal. That's probably not good. Oh, shit. Don't tell me I did kill my only shortboard. That is not good. Did I just put in a dead RF modulator? Maybe I did. Okay, this project is not going as planned. Let me tell you that. Okay, so I am going to desolder this again. Because why not? Oh shit. And I did pull a trace. Awesome. Go. Oh, another pad gone. Shit. Yeah, that's not going the way I thought it would. Yeah, I did do a nice little mutilation of the board. As you can see, there's a trace missing. That trace is just hanging on there. There's a pad missing. Let me clean this massacre of a desoldering. Let's see what we are working with. Okay, so yeah, that's what this looks like now. I will pull out the microscope and try to figure out what I killed there. So I did finish this C64 again. I did leave out the reset switch. You can see the cable here. And the stereo jack for the SID kick Pico. But everything else, clicky keyboard, SID kick is in here. So this machine works just fine. So I'm done with this machine. Problem is, I did kill the other board. And yeah, let's try to fix that so that we can actually build the Commodore GS. So that's the end of part 1. I'll leave it here. It's 30 minutes in, and yeah, there's a lot to come in the next video, which will be out next week. It's already in the can, it's already filmed, so I just have to cut it and release it. So, see you next week. Thank you for watching Retro is the New Black. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, and yeah, that really makes a difference. Thank you. Until next time. Bye-bye.